Did you know that anxiety affects one in every five teenagers? Well, now you do. It is often hard to distinguish anxiety from other disorders, but there is the need to know what exactly anxiety is. Although you would need to be medically checked in to be sure, I'll be discussing how you can identify the disorder at individual level. It might be you who is going through these series of panic attacks, or it could be your friend. And therefore, it is important that you get the facts straight. There are different types of anxieties, but today, I'll be talking about generalized anxiety. Everyone experiences feelings of anxiety from time to time. Anxiety is an excessive sense of uneasiness, nervousness, worry, fear, or dread that something is about to happen. There is a constant fear of an unknown threat or danger. We teenagers suffer from what is influenced by social change. We tend to feel restless, irritated, and have unexplainable outbursts. We may feel a sense of anxiety when we have a social gathering, have a test coming up on a short notice, or when we are pressurized to give in more than our best. One main aspect of anxiety is having the burden to score high enough to succeed in life. You see, we are set a bar we are undoubtedly asked to cross, and without that, we are labeled as failures. When these set of instructions are repeated, lectured to us as to why and how we need to succeed, well, that can make the world a scary and threatening place to live in. Though we haven't grown up, we see the world as a place where only people who succeed can prevail. It makes us see the world as an unwelcoming place we do not want to be a part of. That makes us constantly worry about how we will not be well enough. That begins the series of self doubt, and that also rises the need to be perfect, the need to grab the opportunity and excel before someone else does. It creates the feeling of winning, but not winning collaboratively. So when your friend wins, you see yourself losing, because we are all taught to see self achievement, not collaborative achievement. What we need is more win win situations. And then again, we have social media. We see the lives of people miles away, smiling, and you assume them to be succeeding in whatever they are doing. This creates a sense of disapproval towards yourself, and you try to become more like them, more like the people who, in your perspective, are succeeding. But in that process, trying to mimic them, you lose yourself. You lose where you stand, because if you want to become a person that you are not, you do not realize who you are at the moment while you're trying to become that person. This creates confusion, and you will find yourself worrying constantly of what is happening to you, how the next moment of your life is quite unstable. Then you realize that you might be unstable, and yeah, you have no idea what to do with that. Anxiety is like the gaseous state, having no fixed form, yet filling up the mind with atoms of fear and worry that keep colliding each other. They transfer energy from each other and thereby fueling the already unwanted disorientation. If you're a perfectionist, but are constantly backfired with stress, apprehension, and worry, then it is highly possible that you are suffering from anxiety. If you're afraid of being judged, if you're afraid of being punished for making mistakes, if you're afraid of failing, then it might be anxiety you're suffering from. You could easily be irritated when someone finds a fault in your behavior or actions. It might be hard to realize that you are not perfect and that you do have flaws. You might find the idea of being judged or introspected quite disturbing. Generalized anxiety includes the idea of having an unstable future, which could include the next few minutes of your life to the next few years. Often, worry feels like a burden, and trying to think properly is difficult. You might find yourself trapped and can't find a way out of this burdening life. All this could change your sleep patterns, often lying awake pondering about how the next day will start and end drastically. Anxious teenagers often tend to remain in the quieter portion of the classroom, or might be the very talkative ones who steer the topic off and deal with their thoughts when they are alone. While most teens deal with anxiety issues on their own, there is a certain need for everyone to take assistance. If you have a friend who is suffering from anxiety, there are some do's and don'ts you need to know of. Firstly, do not tell them to calm down. They can't. They worry because they feel underprotected, and you can't give them the reassurance of how things will one day be okay. Because they don't, and that's the truth. Do not tell us teens with anxiety that you have your own problems to deal with too, because you have no idea what's going on inside of us. Don't say that what we are going through is small and that we just have to smile and just go do it. No, don't tell us that either. But what you can do, what you can tell us is this. You can tell us that there are other people out there fighting against anxiety and that we are not the only ones. You can try to talk to us about other happier emotions to help decrease our anxiety levels. You can listen to us while we try to identify our feelings or try to understand them. But no matter what you do not call us shy or over anxious, and definitely do not try to make us say something or do something that we are not mentally prepared for. It personally took me a very long time to realize that what I had once gone through was anxiety. I used to be afraid of being around certain people. I worried that they would judge me beyond what I wanted them to see in me. I felt really uncertain when I was around them. Anything they said, even a simple thing, made my heart pound and hands would start shaking. I couldn't give them a proper reply. Being in the same room as them was like a living hell. And the sad thing about it was that I didn't know why I felt the way I did, and I was scared to think about the fact that I felt a particular way. It was later on that I realized that it was anxiety, and part of me was glad that I realized it. Because now I know that what I go through has a name and that I'm not alone. I still have these panic attacks. Often, they happen out of the blue. It feels like I've forgotten how to talk or give a proper answer. I mean, I do end up giving an answer, but it just so happens to be in my head. I have tons of things I have to say about people who judge me, but all of that seems to die down before I can get it out. But what I learned is that people with anxiety are one of the strongest people. The thing about people with anxiety is that they don't gossip and they don't start scandals, which is statistically proven, and the stats don't lie. Most teenagers face anxiety that covers a wide range of situations. It may negatively affect friendships, family relationships, participation in extracurricular activities, and even in schoolwork. We teens experience a wide variety of physical and emotional changes as we grow, and we think that anxiety is something normal. It is definitely not something normal. You need to know that. Although I can't guarantee you that you will have a better day today, I can guarantee you that this feeling, whatever it is, isn't constant. It will change. Because look, the only thing stronger than fear is hope that one day things will get better. And no, I didn't mean to quote presidents now.